Welcome back to a War Selection ranked match. It's a 1v1, and this match had my heart racing. It was, woo! It really had my blood pumping towards the end, and you're gonna see why. Now, as you see, it starts out. Now, at first I think this is an island map because of how it starts out. You know, we got water on this side, water on this side. I'm like, okay, so it's probably gonna be an island map, but I didn't realize it was basically just, it looked like a butt. It was basically a giant butt map. It's a butt map. Now, right here, as you see, I start looking at my surroundings, and I realize, hey, this is some nice choke point right here. There's some nice, an area, and this is how you build a wall, people. This is how you build it. You see this right here? You see these choke points right here? You don't have to build a wall from here to here. You don't have to do that. You just got to build a wall in these little corners right here. You see that? Right here? You see these areas? Look at this. Right there. And one right here too. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I spent so little resources doing this. And the tiger killed 2 of my workers, which was really annoying. Anyway, so as you see, I start off going pretty good, and getting my base set up, and then he attacks. He actually managed to get some spearmen inside my base. Now I realized that it was because, like, when I turned this into a gate, it opened there was a crack in the gate. So I was really nice. So I quickly dealt with the spearmen because I had archers, and I went ahead and tried to fill up the gap, but I had some trouble. So I decided to build a whole new wall right here. Disappointing, but oh well. And then he gets smart and takes a bunch of archers and builds towers up front too. He takes a bunch of archers and just hammers my units. Unfortunately, these were unupgraded, and I'm pretty sure he upgraded all of his archers to max. Yeah, he did. He upgraded. He had the quivers. Yep, he had. Because I was wondering how he was doing so much damage, and then I realized he had the upgrades. So anyway, I made 2 medieval before him, which is lucky. Actually, we basically made it on the same time. Anyways, so I start realizing, okay, so he has a territory. See, he has more territory, so he can see everything I'm doing. So I was like, okay, I gotta take out these towers. Gotta start doing all this stuff. And then he starts attacking my walls. Now, I know the walls can take on archer fire. There's nothing you can do, but I decided to upgrade the walls just in case, like some of the other walls. Again, I'm hurting on materials, so I don't upgrade all of them immediately. But I start getting some archers, catapults, etc., building some towers, getting my defenses ready, because I'm preparing for an all-out siege. This is a siege I'm stuck in. I'm literally in I'm sieged in. I can't do anything. So I start preparing. I take out his towers because it was the right thing to do. And you see right here, he starts building ballistas. I'm surprised he didn't get elephants, although it was very smart that he didn't. Later down the line, you're gonna see why. It's kind of smart he didn't. So right here, he manages to bust through, but he doesn't go through because I don't think he realized that he could. So I quickly took all my workers, took militiamen, went in, and took my archers to try and chase down his ballistas, because the ballistas are the expensive units. They're the ones that cost a lot, and are the ones sieging me in. If he doesn't have the ballistas, he can't siege me. So it's basically time. I tried pulling his archers back here, then I realized that I couldn't, and I was kind of screwed. I let my archers in, just dying. Now, luckily, I'm Eastern Europe, and I have the ability to spam out archers like no tomorrow. Unfortunately, his archers do way more damage than mine do. So right here, he manages to bust through, and it was like, oh crap. So I go to emergency measures. Meanwhile, I'm actually attacking him from the sea too. So that is one thing I started doing. I started attacking him with galleys. It destroyed his fishing boats, destroyed his piers, etc., etc. But I'm solely focused on this part. So I get spam out militiamen, do whatever I can, and I realize there's no way I'm gonna hold this spot. It was much better if I had held this spot, but it was just difficult, because if I wanted to hold a spot, then I would have to deal with all his towers are here, and I'm really stuck in I'm stuck in a bad position too, which sucks, because then I have to pull, then I can't dig into this tree line like I wanted to. I wanted to dig in this tree line right here, but I couldn't when he broke through. So I immediately pulled back, and I built a whole new wall here. Now already, you see, this is going bad, because now he has the ability to build a forward base because of how spacious this area is. Meanwhile, again, I'm still attacking him on C. I'm destroying it, killed most of his workers, etc., all this stuff. And I also built a dock here. Again, I had destroyed a dock here, and then now I have to rebuild it, which is kind of stupid to me, because I thought I would be able to hold this area more, and my fishing boats didn't have to go so far. But the point I realized he broke through, I realized this dock was going to be destroyed, and the fishing boats will constantly come here, so I decided to just go ahead and destroy this dock, so that way they come here instead. Also bring my galley over here. Now I had planned to attack from this angle too, and I thought he would, but problem is my population was taking a huge hit. So while I could support an army, I could support a large army, I just didn't have the population to produce. So if I wanted to, I would basically have to do everything I wanted to do. I couldn't, because I didn't have the population. So either I would have to focus heavily on sea, or I would have to focus heavily on land, or just and let him, possibly survive, maybe get a bunch of towers up, possibly survive that. But yeah, I realized there's no way I was gonna be able to survive this onslaught of archers and ballistas, and at the same time attacking him at sea. I would have to do a combined assault. And keep in mind, I am still not late medieval. I just now clicked it up, and the reason I just now click it up, keep in mind, it's 28 minutes in the match. The reason I just kind of click it up is because there is no metal on this map. I had one iron node. We both had one iron node. That was it. And he's not even collecting iron anymore. He actually abandoned the production of iron because it is much more ecologically sound if he just produced ballistas and archers, because they only cost food and wood. That's all he needed to fight me. But he couldn't produce any metal, anything requiring metal. But I got smart. I went ahead and looked at some islands that had a lot of metal. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough workers. I didn't take enough workers with me to actually, use for the metal node, because I only had 8 here, which is not a lot. I'll tell you that much. Not a lot at all. Take 8 workers to only produce, and that's the only node you're producing metal. At least I am producing metal. He is not, however. He has 0 production metal. As you see, he has 3,000 metal, which is a good stockpile, because he doesn't have to worry. Now it's a good thing also I went Eastern Europe, because if I went Western Europe, oh, the metal cost would have been insane. And a good thing I didn't. And also, I was very, 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 very conservative with the metal. I only produce things with food and wood, and luckily archers only cost food, and there's a ton of fishing here. There's tons of fishing, and I also still have a farm up, so I was doing perfect on food. And I see materials. I took all my food, took all my workers on for food, and put them on to gathering materials instead. Also had some catapults laying down fire all the tree line. I did have the territory, and I knew I wouldn't have the territory as long as when the tower is built. So I had to rush. I tried my best to take out the tower with ballistas, but just focus firing them, because they were slightly out of range. But luckily this end right here was just enough, because they have weird range catapults. Luckily I managed to take it out. So then I decided to go ahead and blockade him, because that was the only thing I could do, is blockade him. I was scared he would come from this angle, this side, which he was kind of smart he did, because my towers were here. My temple was here. And had he just, now thinking this through, had he just stopped here, maybe built a wall, a bunch of towers, etc., and just blockade me in, and just produced a bunch of ships, he probably could have taken me out. But yeah, he didn't, and I knew he wasn't going to. Here's the thing, I knew he wasn't going to, because he was making ballistas. These are huge population. These are huge costs when it comes to population. As you see, he's maxed out on population, but he was producing all these ballistas, and I was like, okay, so as long as he keeps producing ballistas, he's not gonna produce ships, because there's no point of him producing ships. So I just stuck with three galleys as a blockading force, and that was it. So right here, I realized there was no way in hell I'm gonna be able to fight this. So I decided to go ahead and get a balloon tower right here, which thank God I did. If I didn't, all this it would have been so much harder to see, because he took all the territory, and I was like, oh shit, what am I doing? So luckily I did. So as you see right here, I could see all of this right now with the balloon tower, which proved vital. It was really as vital, because look, he still had all this territory, and if I didn't have the balloon tower, I would have not been able to see this at all. Keep in mind, this is all... Well, actually, okay, so it's showing my Fog of War point of view, too. That's kind of disappointing. That's a glitch in the replay. But anyways. Right here, he has tons of these Sarbaz. These Sarbaz were deadly. I killed so many of these Sarbazes, still. So many. The problem is, since he was Asia, he could just basically spam out Sarbaz, and plus he has a lot of shooting ranges too. So I tried to get another siege ship up, and I fail on this again. Fail on this whenever. I realized that, yeah, there's no way in hell I was able to beat this. Again, I started hammering him down with catapults, because catapults have longer range. Ballistas only go to 180. Catapults can go to 220. So they have a longer range. Unfortunately, he decided to pull them here, and I kind of like lost fire, and I couldn't pull my ballistas up. I'm sorry, my catapults up without them being taken out by the archers. And yeah, while I could produce more, problem is again my population. I didn't want to waste my population on catapults because it costs 4 population. That's 4 archers right there. Anyways, he breaks through, and I realize, oh crap, I gotta hurry. So I decided to do some quick repairs, and I spammed out militiamen, and even got a galleon up, which thank God it came in at that moment too. Now they cost a lot of metal, which I know, but it was really smart, because then he focused everything he wanted on this galleon. And it gave me time to build this wall, rebuild this wall, and thank God it did, because holy crap, I was hurting. And again, I quickly hit him hard. I counterattack. He pulls his ballistas back, and also I get a cannon too. I also get some cannons, and the reason I got cannons was for the range, so that way I can take out these ballistas and towers. I thought he would pull back a little bit more, but he kept pushing the siege, which is insane. Now, luckily for me, I got 3 bombardiers, and these bombardiers came in clutch. They really came in clutch. Yeah, so after that, I got some cannon. Okay, so after that, it was kind of a break in fighting, and I thought he would stop here, but the moment I saw all these archers pour in, immediately I knew that he wasn't going to stop. So I took my cannons, try to like take out some of these ballistas as fast as I can, doing what I can. It wasn't going too well. It wasn't going too well. So again, he pulled them back, like not out of range, but I would have to chase them to get in range. Oh yeah, I commented this is fun. And this was the worst mistake I did. So I attacked with all my archers, attacked these ballistas that were being built. That was a bad mistake, because immediately he had his entire force right here. Meanwhile, I'm bombarding him from the coastline too. So this is going on while that's going on. So, and as this attack was playing out, I realized there was no way. Like this attack, when he broke through that gate, there was no way I was going to recover back. Now, here's two things that I realized. One, he cannot attack me with these archers would not be able to break through the towers. So these archers were in towers, but the ballistas could. So he would have to move super slow to basically go through all these towers. But I managed to get to IR just in time. Um, so I was able to quickly get some barracks up to get some Russian soldiers, because Russian soldiers I knew only cost wood and food, which I had tons of. As you see, I have 20k wood, 5k food. I had to put a lot of workers back on food because the fishing boats were going out too far. They were starting to go out too far, and plus my population was getting hit. Or sorry, the production was getting hit. Like I was outproducing the amount. But anyways, I realized that I have to slow him down. He's inside my base, but I have to slow him down somehow. How do I slow him down? So I changed my tactics. I don't go for a summon because I know he's repairing it, because the bombardiers would have taken out by now. So I decided to go after everything else. I took out his houses, his means of production, his everything. I took out everything I possibly could with the bombardiers. Meanwhile, this is going on, and I'm fighting tooth and nail. That's a good thumbnail right here. Right here. I managed to get my archers up. Keep in mind, these are also fully upgraded archers. I want to point out something. These are fully upgraded archers. Also, I got some more cannons. Got some soldiers up. And I realized that this was game over at this point. Also, again, my bombardiers was pounding him down everything I can. I was just pounding him as much as I possibly could with these bombardiers. And I see his population, obviously, well, it doesn't, she doesn't take a hit, because he actually has a lot of houses here. And he starts building over here, too. But he has to spend a lot of time and resources to build that. So while I am taking him down a peg, I am hitting his population. I'm making him, like, change his tactics, because he's right now trying to focus on rebuilding his means of production with his archery ranges and his houses. So while his population doesn't take a hit, it does slow him down, which is perfect because now I have a full Russian elite force of soldiers. I then also get a galleon up, and plus I also have the population upgrade, which gives me more than enough population to then produce the military that I need. And I only take the metal that is necessary for me. That is necessary to produce. Russia requires very little metal, except for its, of course, its, desk size, how there's stuff like that. But where it comes with its infantry and other units, Russia is perfect because I can make soldiers, which only cost food and wood, and Red Devils, which cost again food and wood, which is perfect. Red Devils would be amazing in this situation. And I also start producing more catapults, which only cost wood and no iron. And he asked, how do you find iron? I said GG, or he says GG. I told him that's on my channel because why not? And right here, I take my soldiers and I start hammering them with units. And at this point, he kind of just quits. So right here, he quits somewhere. I know he starts quitting, and it might be glitched again where he doesn't quit. Yeah, it's glitched again where it doesn't quit, because he quit at this point. This was the game over when he quit. But yeah, I actually somehow survived being sieged for a long time. Right here. Technically, it took him out, but he actually quit in the game. It glitched again where it's not showing that he quit. But anyways, regardless, I managed to survive a full-blown siege of ballistas and starbasses for 40 minutes. I survived a siege of ballistas and starbasses coming in and absolutely butchering me. And if it wasn't for these islands, I would have never survived. It really was. Oh my god. I was going to build some mines too, which would have been perfect. And that was kind of part of my plan too is hopefully maybe I can get to IR, save enough iron to get to IR, because I would have had enough iron to get to IR, but I would not have enough iron to actually fight in IR. So as soon as I hit IR, I would have been stuck. I'd be like, well, what do I do now? Yeah, but this galleon also came in perfect because it took out all the towers. And I was planning on taking it over here too to start hammering him down. I should have honestly attacked from this angle probably more with maybe siege ships and stuff like that so I can take out his shooting ranges, but while it would have came in perfect at a certain point, it like eventually like he would just probably just built it over here. I mean, I could have taken out more, but he also had a lot of fishing right here, which is actually pretty good too because I took out his fishing, and well, Eastern Europe or East Asia is not good. I'm sorry, West Asia is not good for his fishing, but still, it did slow his production down. Meanwhile, I had full food going on, and plus I had nice tree lines going. He had way more in terms of resources, like material-wise. He definitely did, because he had all of this, and meanwhile I just had like whatever I had left. So he could have definitely continued fighting, but it would have been hopeless at that point. When the moment I hit IR, he lost his military faster than he could produce it. But yeah, these bombardiers also came in huge. The fact that I was able to hit him so hard with his units. Now, of course, I didn't do as much damage as I wanted to with the bombardiers. They could have definitely done more, but it definitely slowed him down and helped a lot. So you really got to think outside the box. I really wish I would have used these Red Devils, though. These Red Devils would have been amazing in this situation, too. I would have charged straight through over here. Yeah, the balloon tower, again, amazing. So glad I had that. And glad I found these islands before he did. Because if he had found these islands before I did, I'm been done. There would nothing. There would have been nothing that could have saved me at that point. But yeah, he obviously didn't make it to medieval, the second medieval. He obviously did not, because if he had, he would have been producing way more different units, way more variety of units. Probably would have got cannon towers too. But yeah, I'm surprised though. Like if I was him, I would have like broken through here and then stopped. I would have stopped right here and just like sieged him in, and then start like other things, like maybe like, you know, finding more iron, or because he still had an iron node here, but only had 400 iron, which wouldn't have saved him, but would have done something. Yeah, he only had 900 iron. There's no way he would have survived that, but I'm lucky I did. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and I'll see you all next time.